You must be my roommates. I've been waiting a long time. It's just been me here so far. Let me introduce myself. I'm Grant from the Sacred Covenant. Well, kind of. What do you mean, kind of, from the Sacred Coalition? Are you saying you're from here? Nathan said, with a slight frown. I'm Nathan, from the Sovereign Dominion of Westhaven. I'm Linley Wolfram, from Raven Peak Village, south of here. Linley said with a smile. They would be living together as roommates for a long time. Ah, Nathan, Linley, I'm so glad to meet you. Hey, put that exercise equipment over there. Grant turned and called out to his servants. Exercise equipment? Nathan stared at Grant with wide eyes. What do you need that for, Grant? Are you trying to become a fighter? We're respected mages, but we still need to stay in good shape. There are plenty of attractive sorceresses here at the Institute and in the city in general. They're not just gorgeous, but also classy. Imagine the status boost from saying you have a girlfriend from Sovereign City. Nathan was speechless. Linley, initially intrigued by the equipment and considering exercising himself, was left stunned upon discovering that Grant's intention was to use it to get fit and capture the attention of women. I'm 18 this year. How old are you, Grant? Nathan was obviously very outgoing. Me? I'm 20. My brother had his first girlfriend at 17, so I think I'm late already, Grant said, and then turned to Linley. What about you? How many women have caught your eye here in the city? Linley had never been immersed in the vibrant, fast-paced culture of the city. He had grown up in a more traditional and disciplined environment, where relationships and romance were seldom a priority. His only interactions with women had been with the ones from his village, fellow trainees who had sparred and trained alongside him since childhood. Beyond that, the concept of courtship was little more than an afterthought, something distant and unfamiliar. Honestly, none so far. Back home, we focused more on training and discipline than on romance. He chuckled, shaking his head. I wouldn't even know where to start. Neither would I, Nathan added, scratching his head with an awkward smile. Well then, the two of you have much to learn from me then. I will teach you both how to... Sir, we've arranged everything according to your preferences, a middle-aged man interrupted responsibly. All right, you can all leave now. Go back and tell my father not to bother me if there's nothing important. Oh, and remember, tell my father not to forget to transfer my allowance into my student account here. You know, mage supplies are costly. Ask him not to forget that, Grant said nonchalantly. Yes, sir. Grant nodded with satisfaction and then dismissed the group of servants. Student account? Nathan looked at Grant in surprise. Only a few kids have student accounts here at the Institute. Just holding a student account here costs about 1,000 gold bucks. That's right. Grant was well aware of this. The minimum initial deposit for a student account here is 1,000 gold bucks, but that amount probably wouldn't even cover my expenses for a month. Linley sighed inwardly at the thought of such wealth. His father gave him an allowance of 100 gold bucks a year, which he considered more than sufficient, especially since the average person earned only about 500 gold bucks annually through hard work. You really are wealthy. My dad only gives me 200 bucks a year, Nathan complained. And he says it's so I can focus on practicing and researching magic. Linley chuckled. I only get 100, but a simple life is enough for me. Hey guys, I'm happy to help if you need anything. If you're short on cash, come to me. We're going to be like family over the next few years, so it's only normal if you come to me for help. Please don't hesitate. Grant was quite generous. A few years, really? Linley looked at Grant in surprise. Grant explained, Linley, at Oakfield Institute, you need to become a Hexad Arcanist to graduate. Advancing in magic becomes more challenging as you progress, and reaching this level usually takes a few years at least, if not decades. Linley furrowed his brow. Should he place the financial burden on his father for such a long time? Dennis's voice echoed in Linley's mind. Linley, don't worry. Most people take decades to reach the level of a Hexad Arcanist. Under my guidance, I can help you achieve that in half that time. Is everyone here? A young boy, about Nathan's height, entered the room with a composed demeanor and said, Hello, everyone. My name is Peter, and I'm from the capital. The three boys briefly introduced themselves. Did he say he's from the capital? That's from the sovereign state of Velmoria, right? Linley wondered. The state of Velmoria, renowned as the most ancient region on the entire continent, once unified the land during the early days of the Magnolia era. However, as the years passed, the continent was plagued by relentless conflicts, leading to the repeated fragmentation of the Velmorian sovereign state. Now, Velmoria, which once unified the whole continent, stands as just one of the 4 dominions. Even so, it remained the leading economy, renowned for producing mages, with its Mage Academy, second only to the renowned Oakfield Institute. Peter, your dominion's Mage Academy isn't far behind, so why did you have to come all the way here? Grant asked in surprise. Although the Imperial Mage Academy is powerful, it's not quite as strong as Oakfield Institute. If I'm going to attend one, I might as well go for the best. The journey may be a bit long, but it's a worthwhile challenge, Peter said with a smile. Peter, you're 20? But you look about the same as me, Nathan remarked. Peter couldn't help but let out a sharp laugh. Nathan and him were 2 years apart in age, but both had the same height, and both were the shortest of the 4. Linley was about 6 inches taller than them, while Grant was the tallest. While registering earlier, I discovered that the magical potential and primal affinity of the 100 students admitted this year are at least at the advanced level. Among them, there are even prodigies with both advanced magical potential and primal affinity. Peter seemed to have good sources of information. Grant frowned slightly. That's typical. No Oakfield cadet is weak. My will force and primal affinity are only at the superior level, which puts me at the bottom of the 100. If my father hadn't used his connections with the Covenant members, I wouldn't have been able to get in. Linley was surprised by Grant's background. To have ties with the Covenant Council, Grant's father had to be quite extraordinary. The most talented in our dorm is Linley, but have you heard about Oakfield Institute's top recruit? Grant glanced at the 3 of them and asked. Linley and Nathan shook their heads. However, Peter nodded with a smile. I know about this. Oakfield Institute's current top genius, Dexter Hardy, is hailed as the recruit of the century, apparently. He's a dual primal mage with both his primal affinity and will force at exceptional levels. His will force is particularly remarkable, being 68 times that of his peers, far surpassing the standard superior classification. Linley was shocked. A mage skilled in 2 branches of magic, with a strong connection to the primal energies and impressive will force, stood out among his peers. Linley's abilities were considered impressive, but not that of a genius. The top recruit had a power level that was 68 times stronger than his peers, almost 6 times stronger than Linley himself. Oakfield Institute was indeed a gathering place for geniuses, drawing in most of the magical prodigies from across the continent. Here, Linley could only be considered an above-average figure, but behind him stood an ancient master mage from millennia past. Would that be enough to overcome Dexter Hardy, the prodigy? Only time would tell.
Wait, that's not the end. You've just had a free taste. Now get the full story on the Pocket FM app, link in description. Check out our next video and playlist, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.